Thank you for coming and joining us for our last episode of Five F's to Love. You know, this is like a continued conversation that we were having in regards to relationships and having a clear understanding of whether or not the issue is with men committing, or maybe it's about women and the things that they're asking men to do, or maybe it's about the things that men are asking women to do. But today we're going to continue the conversation because it came to a larger, broader conversation. So if you missed episode number 1, this is just a quick reminder.
I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be a sweet escape. These days gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance. A short bike ride to the crib using no hands. Oh shit, it feel like I'm floating, but I'm falling with both eyes closed when I let the world spin. Testing the water, she got my nerves tense. Back when I ain't even have a purpose, I was so eager to learn some things. Anxiety bring out the worst in me. Society paint me as enemy. My niggas making it pop that remedy. I'm more occasional, don't do it regularly. Backs under my eyes, weighing down heavily. Mama been worried, the devil allegedly deep in the plan. Subconsciously wanted this since I was 10. I thought
So hey guys, welcome back. I don't know if I need to reintroduce everybody again. So this is Cedric. Cedric, I'm going to be honest with you. You got the most DM comment after the show. They said you kept it real, but maybe too real. But a lot of people liked you. Okay, so that's, I can only say to you, maybe it was too real. Galen, a lot of women thought you should just come on a regular basis. They just loved you. That's what I can say. They really loved you coming on. So Brian, the ladies said they wanted to hear more from you. They thought you and Craig were extremely sexy, and they wanted to hear more from you guys. Because they felt like Cedric and Eric just kind of like hammering up the show. So I'm just telling you the feedback that we got. So I just want to share that with you. I know Eric is going to be a little bit late. He does have a newborn family member coming into the world today.
Oh, congratulations for him.
Not him, it's his niece.
Oh. Yeah, right, you did.
Anissa, we know there's an echo. We're going to try to fix it. It's actually on my end. So I'm trying to fix that as we're going through, but I didn't want to delay the start of the podcast. So I'm going to allow you guys to talk so I can work through my tech issues on my end. So the first question I want to ask you guys are, what is one thing you think women should know in relation to men and commitment? And Galen, I'll start with you.
Cedric was begging to start. He had his hands up like, please let it go first.
No. So I will say this as I said before. So I'll just reiterate: women don't understand how men see them. Women can think that they are wifey material all day, as they should, but that doesn't mean that man sees you as wifey. And so you have to know, where you fit in that man's scheme of things. And it's almost like a job that's highly demanding, a lot of overtime, a lot of traveling, and blase, micromanaging managers. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna be bothered with all that. You're not scared of the job. You can do the work, but you don't feel like all that extra stuff. And so sometimes when it's a professional woman, it's not the woman, it's the baggage that comes with it. Like, you know what? I'm good on all that. And then she says, well, he's intimidated. No, he's not. No real man is never scared. It's just, we don't want to commit to that situation with you. And women never consider that. That's all.
Brian, I'm gonna let you go behind that.
Thank you.
Cedric is wrong.
I mean, a woman needs to know what that man said. And I reiterate what I said before. If the man is immature, and she look at him and be husband, she better have a conversation, make him reveal himself. Women want him to communicate. I mean, we can't read a woman's mind. So there's no communication. It's just bypassing the issue, bypassing hard subject. You don't know who that person is. So woman goes in, relationship to the man with the idea that this is my wife. And you don't know who that person is. You expect yourself from the get up.
Only thing I can add to that conversation right now is I think ladies need to understand that men are mind readers. Sometimes the assumption you should know how I feel. You should know how I think about that. You should be able to anticipate. And in relationship, there is a level of anticipation when it's clear communication. But when there's not clear communication, and then a person wants a lady wants a man to be psychic, sometimes that creates problems. And in the process of doing marriage counseling through the years, I've heard men say over and over again, I didn't know. I'm trying to figure out. She won't tell me things of that nature. And if a person doesn't understand your emotional needs, they're going to give you what they understand, not necessarily what you need.
All goes back to you.
Say it again. Yeah.
Exactly. And then it's all about communication. And I think, a lot of professional women are so quick to assume this false narrative that men are
guys, what I'm going to do is I need to restart. We have an echo from everyone, and we're getting a lot of comments about it. So I need everyone to log out, and I apologize to the viewers. We're going to have to log back out and log back in.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
See you shortly.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Crystal clear.
All right, but if I take mine off, then it's an echo. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Is there an echo?
Nope.
Okay, Galen.
Hey.
Is this better?
It's way better.
Okay. All right. All right, guys. So we're going to wait for Cedric to log back in. We're still live, and I'll go ahead and edit this out later. So let's go back to what we were originally talking about. And thank you, everyone, for your patience. We had a slight issue with echo and feedback, but I had to reboot the system on my end. Okay, so welcome to the 5 F's to Love. This is our last podcast of the year. And of course, you guys know we're going to continue the conversation regarding why we feel that Black men will not commit. And before we get started, I want to be clear, this is not a man bashing thing. I think a lot of times people think because we're asking questions, that it's kind of like a man bashing thing. And that's not what we're doing. We're just simply asking a question because so many women want to know, what's happening and whether or not there's something that they can do, right, in order to make a relationship work with a man. So what we want to do is we just want to do a deep dive. And I think the first question, if you're just joining us, the first question that we asked is, what is one thing you think women should know in relation to men and commitment? And so Cedric, basically, and I don't want to get into Cedric comments, but Cedric, you're going to have to repeat what you said because we're restarting, and I want to make sure we want to get feedback. So, Cedric, what do you think is one thing you think women should know in relation to men and commitment?
Where they fit in that man's scheme of things in his mind. How that man sees that particular woman. A lot of professional women, or women in general, they see themselves on a certain level, as they should. They see themselves as, very successful, and any man should want me, as they should. But because you think every man should want you doesn't mean that man wants you.
True.
Okay. And so then when a man doesn't give them the accolades or the attention that they think they deserve, oh, he's intimidated. No, we just don't want you. So it's not that we don't want to be committed. It's that we don't want to commit to you. And women never consider that possibility, especially from, if they're of a higher end profession. So once again, how does this man see me? Because you have money doesn't mean nothing. I got my own. You might have more. That just makes you have more money. It doesn't make you a better person. Okay. Because you have all these degrees. Okay, that's good. But that doesn't make you a wife. So
Cedric, you know what? I don't even think you're taking cheap shots at me right now. I think you're doing real talk. So I just want to be clear. I don't think you're taking cheap shots at me. But what I want to say to you is that I think you're correct in some instances, because I think a lot of times women think because they're educated, they're financially stable, that they're considered, wifey material, as you say in your book. And that may not be the case, because I think sometimes, and I've actually talked to Reverend Galen about this, men marry women who they find attractive, and sometimes they need to rethink about what role they play, not role, but how they respond in a relationship, in a sense of being more committed to the relationship versus themselves and what they can get out of it. You know what I mean? Understand that you went from a one to it's us now, like an individual mindset. Mm-hmm. But one of the things, Cedric, is I'm not big on cooking. So I know you said that was one of your requirements. I don't want to take it personal, but are you taking cheap shots at me?
No, not at all. Not at all. Okay. I'm going to help you.
And by the way, Cedric did offer to help me. So Brian, what do you think is one thing that women should know about relationships as it relates to commitment to men? Like because I know you've been like out there, and not out there dating. I mean, you've been out there single, and you are patiently waiting for the right person.
I mean, they need to know where that man is at, where he's come from, who he is. And it's not about his outer appearance, it's about what's inside of his heart. And the Bible says, out of the depth of the heart, the mouth speaks. Listen to him. Listen to what he's saying. Because he's going to tell you what's on the inside of him. If they get caught up in God, what kind of car he drives, he's tall, 6'2", built like a brick house, they're going to miss it. Is that short dude walking by, you got every quality that she
Oh. Okay, Brian, are you taking cheap shots at me because I said I don't like to date little men? I mean, what's happening? I feel like you and Cedric are supposed to be guests on the show, and I'm getting ganged up on. What is happening? This is the last podcast. What's going on?
I want that. I'm just saying, don't judge a book by its cover. A woman, if she looks at the man for what she think he is, she's gonna miss it. I mean, who would have thought King David was gonna be king, being a shepherd out following shepherding sheep? Who would have thought that? But he was
right. You will reference the Bible. We have a lot of people who don't understand like the correlation.
Okay, well, in other words, don't look at a person for what you think they might be. Because if you open that book up, you'll find out, wow, it was more to than what you thought.
There's layers. There's layers.
There's layers. Okay, so Reverend Galen, we're gonna need you to tidy this up because you have over 20 plus years in marriage counseling, and I'm hoping not only can you help me, but you can straighten these two out. Okay?
Well, I'm not here to straighten out anybody.
We don't need straighten out.
I'm not here to straighten out anyone. So, as I stated earlier, I think that people need to be very clear about what their emotional needs are, and they need to be able to communicate them. If not, then at times when I've counseled couples, one of the things that comes across often by men is they almost feel as though the women need them to be psychic to know what they feel, know what they mean, know what I mean, like literally. And that comes up, women have their own issues with guys. We're talking about a specific question here, so I'm zeroing in on this question. I think that's a major issue. Don't assume. Communicate.
That's right.
So your thing is don't assume and communicate.
Don't assume.
So like give an example of what you feel that women may assume that they're not actually communicating to men that might be an issue.
Well, everybody has different emotional needs, and you know there are all type of books around how people have different ways they love, different ways they feel appreciation, things of that nature. Well, if you don't communicate how you feel, what makes you feel desired, what makes you feel fulfilled, what makes you feel loved, then you shouldn't assume that the man is going to know that.
Cedric and Eric. Galen is talking.
Yeah.
Focus.
and when people start making assumptions, they, you know, this is what assumption really does. Assumption is this. Imagine if you had A, B, and C, but B was missing. Okay. And you fill in B with your imagination.
Okay.
So you don't have all the information because you come to every situation and circumstance as yourself. As I tell people, you're the center and circumference of all your relationships. You're going to bring yourself to the conversation.
Correct.
And what that looks like is you're going to start imagining and filling the gaps that you don't understand and haven't communicated with your own stuff. If it's negative, if it's wrong, if it's out of alignment with what you're seeking to produce in that relationship, you can create a lot of chaos because you can create a lot of unnecessary conflict. For instance, you know, most guys I know hate talking about the same thing over and over again. Like, did we talk about this? Did we get clarity on this?
Okay, ladies, look, I need to start chiming in.
Again.
I need to see some comments in here, ladies.
So if you understand that about a guy, for instance, and commitment, now I ain't gonna say I'm a married guy, but if a man is dating someone and they're dealing with the same issues unresolved,
right,
over and over again, that's a red flag.
Okay.
Like, because the guy's processing, do I want to deal with this for the rest of my life?
Right.
Yes.
Now I'm just being honest. You know, like, okay, all the other stuff seems good,
right?
But I'm getting irritated just with the communication because it's inconsistent. It's
So what, like, give an example, because I mean sometimes, and I'll be honest with you, I don't like for people to tell me no. So I'm gonna ask it 5 or 6 different ways before I get my yes. And hey, Eric, thanks for coming in and congratulations on, what is it, a new cousin or nephew?
No, it's my my nephew. He's
okay.
Yeah.
He had the world thinking you was having babies, Eric. He's like, Eric got a baby. Eric got a baby.
No. No, my nephew. Yep.
I can't even take it.
Well,
I'm sorry, Galen, back to what you were saying.
You want an example. So this is a real, this is not necessarily an example, but an explanation.
Right.
If I was laughing and my thought process got disjointed.
Sorry.
If a man feels as though men by nature are problem solvers. Okay. You bring something to a guy, say for instance, you're at work. You come home, you start talking about this coworker's doing this, not doing that, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The guy's brain kicks into, how can I solve this so my lady can be happy? A guy has to understand that conversation is not about fixing. And a woman is not communicated. I just need you to listen. I'm not asking you to fix anything.
And that's true. So Eric, do you feel the same way that Galen does as it relates to? It's like, what is one thing that you think women should know in relation to a man making a commitment? What is one thing you want us to know? What's our walk away from you tonight?
The one thing that women should know when it comes to relationships?
No, to men making a commitment to them. So women want men to make a commitment. And so we want to be clear tonight. Like, what are we missing?
I think the one thing that we need to understand and establish is that, first of all, what men want is subjective, right? Not all men want the same thing. It depends on where that man is in his life,
okay,
which is pretty much based off of his experiences, right? But I do think that all men, we probably have a common base, right? No man wants to be with a woman that's confrontational. No guy wants to be. What we look for is we want someone that is submissive. Submissive is not a bad word. It just means that she understands the authority that God has given that man, and she respects it. We all want a woman that is inspirational, that it doesn't matter where I am in the game. If I'm winning, you get a woman that's inspirational, she's going to help you win even further. And then from there, it branches off to where that man is in his life. It's not necessarily looks, right? Because looks are subjective, right? You know, short, tall, dark, light. You know, some men like plus size. It's okay. You know, my mom used to always say, every pot has a lid, right? So whatever. And so women need to understand, in my opinion, what it is that they are looking for, and research where that man, not the kind of men that man date, but the kind of women that man marry, the kind of women that he marries, right? And then take, an inventory of themselves to see if they actually
measure up.
If they actually measure up, but again, it's every man is different in terms of what he's looking for.
But how do we do that? Do we just ask you, like, what's your checklist?
I think you should. I think women, in my opinion, and this was kind of we had a discussion last week. Why do men stick around? And I kind of said something like, well, because men are codependent, but I didn't get a chance to really explain it properly. It's just that sometimes women will allow men to, right? I think so I personally think that they should, date with intention. It's okay to say to a guy, I'm dating with intention. I just, and get that out the way early. And if he's a real man, he will let you know, listen, I'm just here just for the,
I'm just here to hit it.
The cookies and milk.
Exactly.
I'm not.
And that leads into what my next question is. What is one thing you feel women are doing wrong to get a man to commit to them? So you're right. And I'll be honest with you. I'm quick to ask those questions. Men always ask me, what's my intent, right? And my intent, and this sounds absolutely horrible, and Eric, don't say anything. This is when I want you to mute it, because you know me. I tell a guy right off, I need somebody who can cook and take care of me. I'm honest. What is that? But that's the whole thing. But the thing is, you're getting a good trade-off. I think I'm an awesome person, but I'm not great at cooking.
You think?
Oh, Cedric, really? Now you're backing down? You just said I was
No.
week.
I'm not challenging you personally. I'm challenging your statement. I'm a great person. You think you're great to that person?
Oh,
no.
I think I'm a great person in general. And whoever doesn't think that, that's on them, because I think I'm a rock star. Really?
Every piece doesn't fit every hole.
I agree with you. And I'm telling you right now, I know my puzzle piece may not fit in a lot of holes, and I'm okay with that. Right. But what I'm saying to you is I'm very honest when I come to the table to tell every guy I'm probably not the most, I don't know, the homemaker kind of chick. We're going to have a beautiful home, but I'm not that person. But I'm going to love you unconditionally. I'm your ride or die chick. I'm going to be there for you. But honestly, if you're looking for me to cook every day, we're going to have to hire a cook.
But if a woman came in with a checklist of what she wanted off the rip, I'm turned off.
Really? Okay, I got my checklist. I don't know what to tell you. That's what I tell people.
Off the rip. No.
You can't have it both ways. Either you want me to tell you what it is that I want, or you don't want me to tell
No,
you?
no, no.
Brian, by the way, the ladies say you're too quiet. They keep saying it. So Brian, what's up? What's your feedback? You're over there in the cut.
I don't like interrupt, but I like to finish listening to what people are saying. But one thing he says, what is one thing you feel women are doing wrong to get a man? Being someone they're not. Being showing this person that they think the man wants to see, and then they flip the script once they got him.
Okay, we said that last week. We talked about chandeliers, and me and Roz agreed that we're both getting chandeliers. We already know that part. Why you keep playing, Brian? Really? We got that part. The point I'm trying to make here, what we want to know, women want to know real talk. What is it that we are saying or doing that's wrong that men don't want to commit to us? And I'm saying us, not like it's me, because I get offers all the time. I'm the one that's just not acting right.
Coming in with that checklist.
Cedric, later for you. I got a checklist. I'm 50. I don't have time to play. I need to know I got some stuff coming in on the books. I don't want to play with you.
It's not playing. It's understand there's a place and a time, everything. Let the process define itself. And then
Cedric,
if it's not defining itself, then you come with that checklist.
At 50, I don't want the surprise that I can't have sex every day because your penis don't work. I don't want that surprise. I need to know at the first or second dinner, this is what we working with.
You will know.
Wow. Then
he ain't gonna tell you it ain't working.
What?
You'll see it ain't working. He ain't gonna tell you that, but you'll see that. Let it define itself.
I need to know that. And at 50, I'm asking. Because at 50, that's when I'm on the back end. Okay? I know plenty of women who got married and they end up just it wasn't going nowhere. Okay, I need to know. So Cedric, later for that, I got my checklist. Anissa said there is a miscommunication because there is dishonesty about motives on both sides. Men are looking for sex and might accidentally fall in love. Women are looking for love and use sex to get into the door. And that's what she's saying.
Agreed.
Or do we agree or disagree with that?
Agreed. I agree with it.
Cedric, you always agree with Anissa. You always agree with Anissa. Anissa always agrees with you.
Because she come with it. Okay. She come with it.
Really? Is that what we're saying? Eric, look at you.
I agree with that with her last sentence.
Okay, let's go back.
Women are looking for love and use sex to get into the door.
You don't agree with the first part.
I completely agree with that last statement. I'm a witness.
You're a witness to that. What about the first half? What about men are looking? Reverend Galen.
Yeah, I agree with the statement.
Counseling.
Yeah.
Do you think women are doing that and men are not doing the other?
No, I agree with her statement. I think she's absolutely on point.
I think I think it depends on the situation. To be honest, I do think that depending on the guy, there's some women who have very strong masculine energy, so they might be the person.
Don't say anything,
looking
Eric.
for sex and might fall in love, like real talk. So I think sometimes you just can't automatically make a blanket statement. What I will say is this: when it comes to this particular quote that Anissa wrote, the real question comes into play is why people do what they do. Okay, and yet again, people aren't necessarily communicating up front. Okay, what am I looking for? Am I dating? Am I casually dating? Am I looking for something long term? And this is why I said a couple of weeks ago that women are sold the wedding dream. You can go now because it's close to Christmas. People propose. You're seeing the wedding ring commercials now. You're seeing, things that attract the attention of women because women are sold the wedding dress, the ring.
Of course we are. We're told that as a girl, as a young girl.
But Christine, men are sold responsibility.
Okay.
So if one person is being sold the imagination, the dream, and the other person is being sold the responsibility, who's going to be more cautious?
Okay, I agree with you, but I'm going to tell you right now, I was sold the same dream as most girls as well, but I sat in the kitchen with my mother while she cooked, and then I went to the garage to do lab experiments. So my idea of a ring in marriage is probably a little bit different. Again, I sat at the table with my dad and waited for the food to come to the table. So I'm with him on that. Like, I'm not really sold on the whole wedding thing and I will get married on a cliff and I'm good with that. I don't need the whole shebang.
But that's not the case normally.
I know it's not the case normally, but the thing is, you guys, but so it's got to be some happy ending. You know, Anissa said men have a checklist too. She has to look good and cook and clean and be a good mother and earn a second paycheck for the household. What's your thoughts on that?
All I'm saying is everybody has their own paradigm of what they think.
Eric is shaking his head like, no. Why are you saying
no? You know, it goes back to my comment. I think it depends on where that man is in his life. Not every brother's looking for a woman to bring home a second paycheck. You know, if I'm making $200,000-$300,000, I don't care about your money.
Okay, I'm gonna do a shout out on that.
But it depends on where that man is in his life.
Right.
So that's you can't make a blanket statement and say, I mean, we all have a personal checklist, but my checklist may not be the same as in these other brothers on the panel.
Let's take out that second paycheck. Do you guys all feel that she should look good, cook, and clean?
Yes.
What's look good?
Brian about to throw in the Bible.
Brian,
what are you
Chris,
about to say?
Looks are subjective.
I mean, it plays a little part, but I mean, if you keep looking at the outside, you're gonna miss it. You're gonna miss what's really on the inside. The real person's on the inside. And what Anissa said, men have a checklist. Those who have motives, ulterior motives, to see what they can get out of the situation. Yeah, women and men both alike have them. But also back to this.
I think number one, including Galen, all of you guys want an attractive woman. Galen's wife is gorgeous. We're going to be clear on that. And she's a professional. Do you understand that? She make as much money as he does, but she also take care of him. She takes good care of him. But I'm going to be real with you. His wife is gorgeous. Cedric, I've seen your choices in women because we hang out. You critique somebody and said because they had a fake booty, it was no way they was making it. Okay? You just did that the other time, Cedric.
Exactly.
Okay? That's real talk. Eric, all of your girlfriends have been like top tier women. We're talking about the cream of the crop that most guys don't even get a chance to see. Okay, you know I know. And your current girlfriend is model runway. She's gorgeous. She makes you look magnificent.
And the problem is
she does.
Now, Brian, let's get to you. Now, Brian, I'm gonna be a little light on you because your wife is deceased, but she was a rock star. Okay, we know that gorgeous long red hair Puerto Rican woman. Don't fool with me, Brian. All of y'all like gorgeous women. So let's back it up.
And the problem is what?
Yeah.
So looks are important.
Now I'm not going to be a person that will never say looks aren't important. What I'll say is you can't control who you're attracted to. You only can control what you do about the attraction.
Okay.
Now, that initial attraction opens the door. And you know,
exactly.
Now, what happens once the door is open? Now we're talking about a different conversation. Because if a guy knows, just real talk, if a guy knows he can get what the world considers very attractive women, that he'll tend to be picky.
Exactly.
Okay,
you know, like, you're not gonna have your mind blown because the supermodel walks in the door.
I agree with you 100%.
Chris, can I circle back to my brother Brian because he said something? I want to make sure I didn't misunderstand it.
Okay.
So Brian, are you saying that because I heard you say that if a man has ulterior motives, so are you saying that a man who wants an attractive woman has ulterior motives? Is that what you said or no?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
No, not at all.
Thank you. Okay, all right. I just wanted clarity, brother. That's why I asked. All right.
Okay, so like I had to throw this out there, and ladies, I don't want anybody to be offended. The reason why I'm putting this out there, because again, you guys know most of my friends, my close friends are guys, and we do real talk. So this is the thing. What are your thoughts on women making physical changes to their body to attract men? What do you think about that? I'm asking questions because you guys know we talk about it. So I said I was going to do real talk on the last show. This is it. So Eric, we're going to start with you. Cedric already know what you're going to say.
Why you said me?
Yeah. I'm going with you. So Eric, what's your thoughts on that? What about women making physical changes to their body to attract men?
I personally like natural, but so I don't, you know, it's not for me. I don't want to know. Now I think those those injections, I mean, you can tell, right? That kind of stuff. I mean, you can tell, and so that's a turnoff for me, right? I don't know how to answer that question.
So I want to be perfectly clear. You guys, we talk about this, so don't shy out on me now.
I like natural. I like natural.
Okay, I'll put you down for natural. Brian, what's your thoughts?
Hey, if you're looking all wopside out of place, I ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't gonna like it. I was in the airport one time and I saw a lady walk up in line. This is no lie. I was looking down reading or something. And I look up, this lady, she was real slender. And it looked like she had took something and popped on the back of her booty, and she had some spandex on. It looked totally wopside out of place. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. Now, if that's what a lady wants to do to make herself feel sexy, it is done well and done professionally, it looks good. I got no problem with it. I'm good with it. But if it looks jacked up, I mean,
she probably had thin thighs too.
Oh yes, yeah.
Real thin thighs, big behind.
Have no
small calves.
That's how you know it's fake.
Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm going to end it with Reverend Galen because he's going to make sense of this. I hope. Okay. But no, don't answer. I'm going to Cedric because Cedric already know.
No, I'll just say this. If you guys remember that movie that the Wayans brothers made years ago, when he gets the girl in the bedroom, she takes her wig off, and take her eyelashes off, and take her titties off, take her ass off, take her legs off. That's how it is nowadays. We don't want all that. We want the natural you.
Okay, finally. Okay, go ahead, Reverend Galen.
Okay, so I'm not gonna touch any of the stuff that the guys have already touched. What I will say is, I think that question is dependent. Like, for instance, there's some women who have not been able, just like there are men who are unable to control their weight, for various reasons. Some people get, stomach stuff done, reduce the ability to eat to help them lose weight because they haven't done it any other way. Some people do it for health reasons. World-renowned speaker, a friend of mine, Lisa Nichols, she did it because her weight was affecting her heart and breathing. So she had some procedure to help her lose weight.
But she didn't add anything. She didn't add anything. I think we're talking about adding.
Okay, but you said physical changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think a lot of times those surgeries are necessary. And by the way, my ladies who have had breast cancer, we're not talking about you because we know you got to do, you got to fix your, and I get that because anybody who knows me, I went through that. And so I'm going to tell you, you do have to fix that and fix that. But I'm going to tell you, Lisa Nichols looks good. A friend of mine, she had the surgery. She looks amazing. Thank you so much, Denise, for chiming in. She said modifications for men, for attention, slippery slope. Women are slippery slope. She's like, don't do it. She's like, I'm out.
Okay.
Nicole chimed in.
I just want to finish the thought though.
Uh-huh.
So I think the issue comes into play is how you see yourself.
Yeah.
It's a book that was it's been very popular for the last 60 years. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. And in the book, Dr. Maxwell Moss, he wrote a book. He was a plastic surgeon. And one of the things he discovered was women would show up and he would do breast enhancements or whatever enhancements, make the nose smaller, lips bigger, whatever he did, facelift. And what he discovered was the women who had self-image issues before the surgeries had the same issues after the surgeries. Wow. Because what was going on was psychological, not physical. So it's learning, even if you want to improve your body, you have to learn to love what is. Because how can something treat you right, even your own body, if you're always condemning it? I always tell people, your body believes every word you say. Every cell has intelligence. Every cell has mind. And it's 60 trillion, your body is a colony of 60 trillion cells that's responsive to your consciousness. That's responsive to your words. And if you're downing it, degrading it, devaluing it, then expecting it to act right in any way, shape, or form is an improper use of your mind and your word. So what I would say to a person that was considering bodily modifications, I would like, why are you doing it? You know, I would have some serious conversations about self-image and self-esteem and motivations, because you got to get to the crux of the matter. Because if not,
right, it's bigger than just what you've seen on the outside.
If you don't deal with the crux of the matter, only thing you're doing is you're putting lipstick on a pig, and it's still a pig.
I love that analogy.
That's right.
And I think a lot of times that's what women think, they're fixing a problem so that they can gain what it is that they want. So, hey guys, we got to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back so we can continue to discuss why men won't commit. So, guys, if you're looking for something and you're not sure what it is, it's always great to have a great conversation with someone. So if you want to do that, I suggest you buy the 5 F's to Love card game. And we're going to play a little bit of that tonight.
Día que me falte tu piel, ¿qué será? ¿Qué será de mí? Just párate de mi amanecer.
Done.
Sorry, welcome back to the second half of the show. I'm going to say if you missed the first half, it's going to be hard for me to do a recap. You guys already know Cedric is Cedric. He's already spreaded his words on what he thinks women should be doing and not be doing and looking like. And you guys know he does Summer Oasis, and that means luxury glamping. He has on his shirt. It is in Idlewild, Michigan. And it's always, what is it, the third week in August?
The third weekend in August, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
August.
Yes.
Okay. And you guys know Eric, because you guys send me a lot of DMs about him, how gorgeous Eric is, and is Eric single and all that stuff. Well, Eric will have to share that information with you. Bryant, the ladies are just happy that they're seeing you this time, because they were like, you were in Hawaii on holiday, and they really didn't get a good look at you, right? Because they were just kind of like, who's this guy? He's not talking much, but he's hot, right? And then, of course, Reverend Galen, they're like, you just need to be on and straighten everybody out. They just think you should just be on the show, like regular, because they just really like your feedback. So I'm going to tell you, Cedric has his followers. She says, baby, I have enough of everything naturally. I love me, and any changes I make would be for me. And so Nicole is like one of my really good friends, and she cracks me up. But Nicole is one of those women who men just gravitate to her. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she runs her own business. She's successful. But I'm going to tell you right now, baby girl can cook. She's one of those, honey, when you come home, the food is on the table. Do you hear me? She's one of them. She's the opposite of me in that respect. So you come home, we both.
Christine, let me just be clear. I'm not challenging Nicole. I do want to address the statement, though.
Okay.
For me, sometimes is the shadow. So I don't know if you're familiar with psychological shadow work.
Yes.
That's the shadow that's projecting itself. And you're saying it's for me, but it's really for others.
Right.
I think that when a person says, I'm doing this for me, they really need to be clear that it's really for them. Because it's easy to fall into the trap.
Yeah.
That, I'm wearing these sexy clothes for me. Or I'm just guys do it too. So it's not a female thing. Guys have their own way of what they wear, what they drive, what they share in their conversation. Yes. We have our own ways of doing it.
Yeah. And
we'll say we're doing it for us. But at some way, at some level,
right,
we want the attention that it gives.
Oh, for sure.
So I just think that we just have to be careful. I'm a big believer in people, if you feel as though you're doing something that enhances you and you want to do that, great. God be the glory. However, just make sure that it's not filling an unconscious hole.
Okay, so we're clear, and I don't even care if this is being broadcasted. I'm getting Botox. I'm 50, and the other half of me is needing a lift. When I say the other half of me, those of you who know me know what I'm talking about. I don't have a lot of melanin in my skin, so I need a little push. Okay, So don't talk about me when I go get that Botox, especially you, Cedric.
Now, if
Is
it looks like
you?
your forehead won't move, if you
It
show up
won't
like
move
Nicole
unless you get
Kidman,
it.
just expect people who know you to address it. If your eyebrows don't move,
I can't take it. Reverend Galen, I expect more out of you. I honestly do. These other guys, I don't even know what to say. I expect more out of you.
I just said, just don't want you to miss your you have a natural smile, and sometimes you do that face tightening, you lose your natural. A person can lose their natural.
Reverend Galen, I expect more out of you than these guys right here. I expect that out of them. Nicole said that I'm clear. I'm speaking of a reduction. I really and truly do things for me. I like looking at me, and I'm totally not arrogant. And Nicole is telling you the truth. Nicole is a knockout, and I think a lot of people have approached her. They don't approach me like they approach Nicole. Nicole just has that personality where she's just absolutely adorable.
I wouldn't disagree with her.
Yeah.
I just think you just have to be self-conscious.
You do.
Self-aware.
You got to be
why
self-aware.
You do things. Because here's the underlying thing, and I think the guys will agree with me on this, and I think women will agree on this. It's the one thing that hasn't been said on these two shows.
Mm-hmm.
All people deal with a level of fear.
Oh, they do.
Okay. Fear of disappointment, a fear of rejection, a fear of not being meeting up to the standards, of being good enough. People deal with fears. And so fear can make you act irrationally, not just with yourself, but with other people. And it's a reason why in the Bible over and over again, and I'm sure it's in other religious faiths, you hear over and over again, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not, fear not. Why? Because it's a present thing in human consciousness.
But Chris, I would love to say about our sister Nicole, when you said that, I would say they're drawn to her because of her energy, not just her body.
Oh yeah, for sure. She has great energy.
So her energy is like beyond what the physical could do. And that physical was like tightened up because she wants it tightened up, but her energy draws the man because of her spirit.
I agree. And I hope the energy still continues to bring people my way, even after the Botox and my eyes are shut back to the back of my head.
Just don't be constantly great.
I can't do it. Okay, guys, so we're going to play a quick round of... All right, so we're going to play a couple questions from the 5 F's to Love card game, and I hope you guys enjoy this. So here's the first one.
Looking for a sign that I might be with your time.
I played the wrong card game. So, like I'm over here. I told you before, I'm over here running this whole command center, and sometimes I make some slight mistakes.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Here's the question.
Good.
I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be your sweet escape. These days, gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance.
Okay, so the purpose of the 5 F's to Love card game is to allow you to ask questions, and there's 2,500 questions in the card deck for you to get to know the person that you're dating or married to, or you've been with for quite some time. The questions range from finance to family questions to intimacy and what would you do questions, kind of like truth or dare. You can play them in a group or as two. All right, so here we go, guys. What was your favorite TV show growing up? Brian, I'm starting with you. What was your favorite TV show?
Spread Sanford and Son.
Are you serious? That was your favorite? Oh my gosh. Okay, Eric, what was your favorite show?
Wow, favorite show growing up.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of shows growing up. Favorite shows. I used to watch a lot of westerns. Bonanza. That was one of my favorites.
You watched Bonanza?
I did. I watched Bonanza, The Rifleman.
Wow.
Shows. Yeah.
No way. So, Galen, what did you love watching growing up? What was one of your favorite shows?
TV? Are we talking just TV?
TV.
Okay. I was a big fan of the Fonz on Happy Days. So Happy Days was like a show I loved. I thought the Fonz was like the coolest dude on TV, like without a doubt. But the other shows, actually I love the Jeffersons. because that was the first time I saw a black man just that bold on TV.
Okay, the Jeffersons was hilarious. Okay, Cedric, what about you?
Where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched well over till I found my true love. You go leave me, you were gone. Oh.
Did you do the intro song?
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Oh my gosh, that's insane. I just want to say that you're saying.
That was so funny.
Okay, so I just want to say the fact that you could sing the intro to that like that concerns me. So my favorite show,
I grew up on it.
I see, because you love it. My favorite show was Charlie's Angels. I love Charlie's Angels. Those
I can see that.
Come in and kick butt, and they were always wearing couture, right?
Yeah,
oh my God, they are doing it. So I love Charlie's Angels. Okay, so TJ said Sanford and Son. Denise like Fat Albert in the game.
I know we can name cartoons. That's a good one. We can name cartoons. Because if it was cartoons, it'll be the Super Friends.
Oh my! There you go. Super Friends. And if you guys can't see what's behind me, can you see the Black Panther Monopoly game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So you already know I'm one of those chicks. All right.
And by the way, the new Spider-Man is epic.
Is it okay? Don't tell me because I'm gonna go see it this weekend. Okay.
Epic.
All right. So, Carol Burnett. Anissa said she loved Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
Old Ideology.
Huh?
Oh, Roz. Oh, because what we were talking about prior to that. Hey, Roz, thank you for joining us. I'm sorry I put your response up late. I do apologize, Roz.
Damn. Where'd that come from?
Roz, we've been waiting on you all night because we need somebody to keep Cedric under control tonight. We've been waiting on you, Roz.
Roz always got something to say, right?
Exactly. Roz said, I'm sorry. Roz also shared with us, she said you should do a pulse of women. A lot of your guys seem broken.
Oh my God. Here she goes.
Here she goes. You.
Ain't nobody broke over here. Ain't nobody broke over here.
Roz is coming after y'all. Roz
been there, done that.
Okay, hey Roz. Okay, Roz also said she did. Roz said this to you guys too. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hit the comments as fast as they come in. She said, "LOL." That's to you, Cedric. That's LOL to you, Cedric. She was like, "Yes, T."
Yeah.
Roz.
I ain't scared of you, Roz. Ain't nobody scared of you.
Roz. Okay, look, Roz, you came in right on time. We need somebody to keep Cedric under control. Okay, so
I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be your sweet escape. These days, gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance.
Okay, so guys, when you think about what it is that you're physically attracted to, physically describe the type of person you are attracted to, right? Because everybody has a question. Just to let you know, this is in the health and workout section of the 5 F's to Love card game. So we can start with me. What am I physically attracted to? We already know. I like a tall man, at least 6 foot tall. We already know that, right? And your penis has to work. It's important. Okay, we're gonna start with that. Okay, it's gotta work. It's gotta work. So I'm 50. I'm 50. I'm not dead, but I'm 50. Okay, so wait a minute. Cedric is extra. Roz said Cedric is extra. Okay. And she said, Roz said she wants a real man. And then Cook piped in and Cook said a basketball player build. Cook, okay, I'm with you. So what did Nicole say? Nicole said, this should be interesting. What you guys are gonna say. So Cedric, Roz is already waiting for you. So let's start with you, Cedric.
What type of woman am I attracted to?
Yeah.
Physically?
Physically, just kind of describe the type of woman.
Ass and titties.
Wow.
I don't even know why.
Right to it.
With long hair. Hey, preferably with long hair that God gave her.
Oh my goodness.
That's it. That's it.
Oh my God. We can't even know what you're at. Roz, I know you are just like
I'm gonna have to have a glass on that one.
Roz is good for you.
Wow.
Hey, you asked the question. There it goes. Right there. There it is.
Oh my
That's
God.
a must.
She said.
That's a must. That's a must. That's a must.
She said, give him a
doll.
No, dolls don't work. No, al natural. I said what God gave you. What God gave you.
She said, Cedric. Everybody's like, Cedric is really raw.
Wow.
Cedric, everybody's you. I swear you get the most.
You asked the question, okay? I can't be
Being honest.
Cedric.
You can't blame him for being honest.
I can't. Okay, so
Right.
Eric, we're not going to ask you, Brian. What's up with you?
I'm attracted to a woman that takes care of herself. I mean, does her best to take care of herself, and if she's deficient in some things, I'll help her. I mean, just makes an effort. Makes an effort to take care of herself and try to live a healthy lifestyle.
Okay, and Reverend Galen?
I'm attracted to my wife. That's the only suitable.
Good job!
Great answer. Great answer, buddy. Great answer. Great answer.
Eric, I'm gonna exempt you from this question.
Why?
Because I love Dina.
Oh, well, yeah, right, exactly. And Dina is the perfect way. She's.
I love Dina.
I love and I love attractive, physically fit, natural hair. That's what I prefer. That's what I prefer. Because I'm not asking for anything that I'm not bringing.
Right.
Because I try to stay in the gym myself. Right. So
okay. Cedric, you know Roz is gunning for you. She says you're artificial.
Okay. That's her limited perception, but it's all good.
Okay, she said I gotta stroke what did she say? I gotta stroke my mind before you have access to stroking any other area. Okay. So there you go. Hey,
I like that. I like that. I like that.
She said used to Brian. Brian, what are you getting shout outs from Roz? Roz kind of likes you, Brian. By the way, Roz, he's available in Florida. Okay. Reverend Galen is not playing with you all. The only suitable answer. Good job. You know that's right.
He married.
Look, she said, and then look, Roz said, let Eric answer. Let Eric answer.
He did.
So look, Nicole says, Reverend Galen, yes. Everybody's like, Reverend Galen, you did the right answer on that one. Roz said, oh my. She says, I like to travel. Brian. By the way, he's retired military. I just went through, and he wrote a book. And he's a widower. Okay, I'm done trying to sell everybody on the show. Okay. I'm done trying to sell everybody on the show. Okay.
I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be your sweet escape. These days gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance.
So we often talk about, losing weight and getting our lives together. And you guys have heard me say that about myself. And so one of the things I wanted to ask you guys when it comes to workout and health, and again, this is one of the questions in the 5 F's to Love card game. To lose weight, would you A, have surgery, B, change your diet and work out, C, do a 30-day carb fast, or D, do a 30-day liquid diet? And so I'll start with you, Brian. What would you do?
I would change my my regimen of eating and be more disciplined.
Okay.
Diets don't work. You got to change. You got to change what you put into your body. I mean, sodas, eating all that kind of stuff, smoking, all that. That's out. Drinking, that's all out. You got to bring your body to a place that you make it obey, but you got to give it what it needs so it can perform like you want to perform. Plus,
okay, Roz. By the way, Brian, Roz said all of the above. She said that she says I'm a boss chick. and she's making it clear once again, she likes to travel. Okay, so we want to make sure that you understand that Roz is feeling you right now. So, Reverend Galen, which one would you do? A, B, C, or D?
If B was change workout and change diet, and change diet does not mean forever. I agree with Brian. Unless you're trying to have a lifestyle change,
right?
Diets tend not to work long term, but it can help you get if you cut down the food and raise up your workout level, you can see some dramatic changes. Matter of fact, I actually just signed up for UFC gym. I start on Monday because for me, working out, just going to the gym and treadmill and then weights don't necessarily work as well. I like because I'm a martial artist. I just like to just.
I was hoping you would say that. I didn't want to
way.
throw that out. He does martial arts already. Tell him what belt you are.
I'm a black belt. Black belt, black sash, in Kung Fu style. So
I know. See, I didn't want he loves Kung Fu, by the way. I didn't want to throw that out there. Denise says discipline and workout. Anissa said, you are right, Brian. There are no shortcuts. Brian, you're getting a lot of kudos tonight. She says, and Nicole said, okay, Roz, I see you trying to push up on Brian over there. All right. So, Eric, what about you? Are you A, B, C, or D?
I'm B. I agree with Brian and Galen. Workout, change diet. That's to me, that's the only answer. Because
that's the only answer.
Like they say, diets don't work. So yeah, you got to change your diet, change your lifestyle.
Yeah, I've been hungry for days, so hopefully it'll work over the. By the time we have the 5 F's to Love Relationship Summit in August 5th, 6th, and 7th in Novi, Michigan, maybe I would have lost those 30 pounds.
Well, Christine, one of the things you have to be careful of, especially as we age, when you are infrequent with eating, your body will store it more.
Yeah.
You have to be careful about that.
Oh, no, I changed the way I eat, so I'm just a little hungry. That's all. But I'm eating more, but I feel like I just need I miss my old foods, like my
don't put your body. I'm just saying that for the audience. Don't put your body in a fight or flight response. Like, I got to hold on to this, and that means it'll store it in the fat of your body,
right?
Burning it off,
right?
So, ladies, don't forget that. Okay, guys. So we got another question.
I don't know if I'm okay.
Cedric, what were you gonna say?
My answer was B as well.
Oh, I knew your answer was B. Roz has got some more music for you, Cedric, but I'm going to play this game first because she's coming after you, but she's falling in love with Brian. I don't know what's happening, but I love Roz.
She's confused.
I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be your sweet escape. These days, gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance.
Okay, so what would you do if a financial debt of $250K or more from your significant other, the person you were dating, how would that impact your relationship? If you just started dating them and you found out they were $250K in debt?
I think the first question, can I jump into this?
Yeah.
First, I think the question, first of all, is what type of debt is it?
Yeah.
Okay. There are people, unfortunately, who, because to be in certain careers, doctors, lawyers, and many fields now, they have to get student loans for their careers to go to school.
Right.
That's different than credit card debt, getting a car that you can't afford to drive and can barely get car notes, and many things of that nature. So there's, and are you up to speed on your loans? Are you, it's a lot of conversation that goes along with that level of debt. The question is, what is it and why do you have it
in the first place?
And what is your plan? Now, let me clear when I say this. What is your plan?
Right.
To get rid of your debt instead of making it our problem. You brought this to the table. What is your plan to get rid of the debt? And I'm not saying that a good man won't help you, but help is different than do for you.
Okay. And I agree with that. So before I ask you guys, I got to get caught up on remarks. Reverend, most of us are struggling Christians. And Roz she doesn't want you to think bad of her because she's coming after Cedric. Roz is an absolutely beautiful person. I just want to be clear on that. And then you have a niece that says, okay, Reverend, Galen, Kung Fu is cool. She's feeling you on a Kung Fu. Roz said, you ain't ready. LOL. She's talking to you, Cedric. And she says, never confused. I'm intentional. Cedric, she's not playing with you. She heard what you said before we went to the card game. And she also, and Nicole said, well, Brian is handsome. Okay. Brian, you get a lot of shout outs tonight. Roz said 250K is a no-go regardless. She's out. She's not playing around with that. And Roz said, should you have been eligible for scholarship? He's smart. He is smart. So, you know, those, and that's just real talk, I guess, in some cases. So, Cedric, I'm afraid to go to you next because I know Roz is going to fill up the comment section. But here we go. What are your thoughts? Somebody's bottom
line, it all depends on how that brother or how that person sees your worth. Mm-hmm. If I'm with you and I think you're worth it, we're going to team up. We're going to go down to the trenches together.
Okay, I like that. See, okay, Roz, you got to give him kudos for that. She says, LOL, I'll let Cedric live.
Thank you, Roz.
Nicole says there are several variables. What are your plans to eliminate the debt? And I don't trip on that. And she does it because Nicole has bank. I just want to be clear.
It's all about having a game plan collectively.
You do have to have a game plan. And those of you who are viewing, we started 15 minutes late, so we will be going 15 minutes over. We had some technical difficulties in the beginning. So if you're wondering why we're still talking, we're actually a little bit behind on time. So Brian, what's your thoughts on that? Somebody's 250K in debt. What's going on? Are you keeping them or are you belling?
I agree with what Reverend Galen said and Cedric said. I mean, you have to have a conversation. You have to communicate.
Do me a favor, Brian. Can you get a little bit closer to your mic for me?
Is that better?
Yeah, I know you're trying to show Raj your whole body, but we need to hear you. I'm not. I know that's what you're doing, and I'm okay with that. Okay, I'll make. I know both of y'all, so I'm gonna get y'all hooked up. Don't worry about it.
Like Reverend said and Cedric said, you have to have a conversation. I mean, what is your plan? If that person had a plan coming into it, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If she's the one, I mean, her debt will be my debt. I'm gonna bail in with it and get it done as well.
That's right.
I'm gonna bail out. I mean, like you said, the Reverend said though. What kind of debt is it? Are you a person that's just sloughing it off, saying, "Well, I got these loans or whatever the case, but I ain't paying it," and you being irresponsible. You're showing the person you don't care, so I'm supposed to care too. Really? But if the person is responsible and doing what they do, I mean, I'm in. I'm all in. There's no sense about it.
Right.
I love that, Eric. What about you?
I agree with everything everybody said here. Honestly. I think what the Reverend said was actually really, really key. It depends on what kind of debt it is, and what are you doing? What have you been doing about it until, before you met me?
Right.
What was your plan? What were you doing? How were you planning on handling it? However, 250 is a lot, depending on where you are in your life. When you get to a certain age, in my opinion, you get to a certain age, unless it's a house or maybe it's an investment property or something like that, that went back. It all depends.
It could be a list of things.
Yeah, it could be a list of things. So I think you need to know what kind of debt it is, which is, I think that's probably the most important question, the kind of debt it is, and what's the game plan? What are you doing? Okay, you're not just looking for Captain Saver, you're looking for,
Eric, listen,
and we can handle it together.
Nice.
Yes.
I am
You stopped yourself. Ross said there's somebody for everybody. And Nicole said, Cedric, you're handsome too. No shade. Okay, she said, y'all talking real. Good night. that was Nick. She says, right, Eric. She said that's the whole lot. That's a whole lot of flowers. When you think about it, and that's real talk. And she says, and also Anissa said, don't say it, Eric. No Captain Saver. She's like, don't do it. Okay, so guys, I do want to ask you, before we do go out tonight, it's so important. And again, ladies, we want to have a real conversation with you guys. What do you think? And this is a big question. What do you think men could do better? A better job of communicating what they want from a woman to reduce the confusion between plaything and wifey material. What do you think women could do? I mean, men could do, because women, we're sitting here, we're listening to you, but again, it's from you guys. And I think it's so, to me, sometimes it is a little disconcerting how men are not honest about what it is that they want, you know. And you guys know me, no, like I'm very upfront, but even with me, guys try to play little games and it's not cool. If you thought I was just a quick hit and miss, you should have said that from the beginning. Now, mind you, I'm a different kind of woman, so my attitude is a little indifferent about it anyway. So I'll like walk. But so Cedric, we're not going to start with you. We're going to end with you because we know it's going to be some fire, maybe from Roz. I don't even know what's going to happen. Again, Roz is feeling Bryant, so we got some softness. Everybody loves Reverend Galen. Eric, you're kind of middle of the road. It depends on what you say. So I don't know. It's a lot of things happening because I'm looking at comments. You know what I mean? You know, I'm going to tell you right now. She says, let's have a conversation with women. And Roz, you're right. So when we come back in 2022, Roz, like you can be one of my panelists because we are going to have a conversation just with women like we do with men. I'm going to try to have once a month, to have these guys back once a month to do Real Talk. And then I'll have the women come on at the end of the month with Real Talk to kind of talk about what we talked about with one another. So we are going to do that. And that'll be one of our new platforms we'll be talking about. So guys, Real Talk, I'm going to start with you, Eric. What is one thing, what is a better job you guys could do with communicating to women to reduce the confusion between plaything and wifey? Because we get confused. So, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys. After we've been with you for 3 months, we kind of know what we want. After 6 months, we're confirmed. When we get to a year, we're thinking about where's the ring, right? Because we're like, we invested a year. We're like, hold up. We didn't say get married, but we're looking for a commitment ring. Like, because we know this is what we want, right? When you get into year 2 and 3, we're sitting back and our arms are like this. Are you playing with me? Are you playing with me? And you still want chandeliers? You still want dinner on the table? I want what I want. This is Real Talk. I'm just gonna tell y'all, this is where women are. Okay. This is my girl posse, right? So here we go. I'm laying on the table. Cedric, don't you say anything because I feel like you're gonna set it all on fire, and you can't set it on fire first. So Brian, we're gonna start with you. You're a good Christian man, right? I'm gonna start with that because I don't know what you're gonna say because your face is kind of like a mystery right now. Okay, it's a mystery. So the thing is, what is that about? Women, we're sitting back like, are you playing with me? What's happening?
For me, being I've been through so much. I'm gonna say it is. Hey, this is where I'm at. If I'm feeling you, I'm gonna be a little cautious. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna be, but I'm gonna be very revealing. This is where I'm at. This is what I've been through, and I'm not up to none of these things. Period. I mean, that's how I'm gonna be. This is where I've come from. This is how I've been treated, and you can't bring things from other relationships and can't bring the other relationship that's been done against you and look at that person, well, because they did it, you're gonna do it. You can't do that. But I'm gonna be just real open because I'm at a point I don't want no game. Bump the games, or what. I'm done with that. Don't want to do it at all. Been there, done that. I've been hurt. I've been scarred, but I want to love again. I want to love again. I mean, because that one person did it to me, it doesn't mean this next one God has for me is gonna do it. So I got to give her an honest chance, but to show me who she really is. So,
okay, but Brian, you got to give some clarity. So everybody who's watching, the ladies who are into Brian's first wife passed away. He married again, and the second wife just was horrible. I call her number 2. I don't refer to her as a wife. I just call her number 2. So the first wife passed away, and number 2 acted a fool on him, right? And I mean, seriously, she trampled on his heart. So whoever gets Brian, it's like a delicate egg. You're really going to have to cultivate and love him. He's a really good friend of mine. So first you got to get past me because I think he's Brian. Brian is awesome. And I really love him. He's a good person. So Eric, what's you, and let me, before we get into this, the ladies are blowing this up. She said, disingenuous. Cook is in here. Cook said, be honest about how she fits into your life. If you don't see a woman as wifey, don't waste her time. It is dishonest to her head, to her head and her heart, right?
To lead her on.
And so Eric, she said, Eric is fine, but not available. Okay. That was Roz. Roz did a shout out. She want to make clear you're fine, but you're not available. She said, what chicks don't do beyond 6 months? Chicks.
White chick.
White chick. White chick.
You right.
She said white
chicks don't do beyond
white
6
chicks
months.
don't do beyond.
She tried a white chick. White chicks, if they with you, yeah, they don't do beyond 6 months. If you're not committing after 6 months, they deuces on you. Okay, so it's the black chicks. We ain't getting there because we're thinking
that's literally not.
That's
true.
not true.
That's not true. I have several relatives that have dated white women through the years, and they just married one of them. That's not true.
Okay, so Denise says, stop sending your representatives out and be yourself and be real. Okay, our next person. Denise says the old school song "You Got MS Going in Circles" is not cool. Okay. Cooks. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Roz said, "Oh, sorry, Brian. She feels bad that your wife passed away and your second wife." Okay, but Roz, I just want to be clear. You gotta be gentle with him. He's gentle. Be gentle with him. Anissa says, "Oh, Brian." She said, "All women are not bad. Open but cautious is a good approach." Brian, you're getting a lot of love. Ladies, stop flirting with Brian unless you mean it. Stop being so. What is going on over here? Okay, here we go. Denise says, "You got me going in circles." Oh, song is a no-go, and that is a no-go. Nobody wants to be going in circles. Okay, so Eric, your thought is, bottom line, what?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What's the question?
What was the question again? Do you think men could do a better job? I think we all could do a better job of communicating.
But no. Communicating whether or not a woman is basically, I
think we all can, but it's you can't make a man do what's not in him. It depends on where that man and that brother is in his life. Yeah. I mean, I think we all have to be accountable for one another. A woman has to, if it's her intentions, as she's dating, then she needs to let that brother, get it out there and let him know, listen, this dating is a prelude for marriage. And so it may be an uncomfortable conversation. A lot of women say, I don't want to scare him away, but you're only going to scare the brothers that's not ready. And if you are ready, then you don't need to be with him. So, but you can't make a brother, commit or do a better job of communicating. It depends on that brother, where he is in his life. Everybody is different.
They're not in the same place.
They're not in the same place.
They're not.
Yeah.
And I just want to say to you guys, Eric is he's such a good husband. He's been a father to his 2 nephews. I mean, literally, when his sister passed away, and I get emotional, I don't like to cry on air, but Eric stepped in and took care of his nephews. And he was a father, an excellent father. He did a great job. And he's a husband. Eric bought a home because he was getting prepared to get married. He wants a wife, right? But the thing is, Eric also has certain expectations, and he and I are really good friends, and we talk a lot. And I always tell him, you have to make the choices that are good for you and good for your heart, regardless of who I'm a cheerleader for, because he knows who I cheerlead for. I'm not going to throw any names out. I'm a cheerleader. Okay. I love him. Okay. But the point is that he's a good man. And I'm protective about Eric too, because I think whoever's with him, she better be a rock star. Cause when I tell you, he's top of the chain. He really is. And I love him dearly. He's a good person. And when Eric loves you, he loves you with all his heart and soul. He's a gentleman. He treats you like a queen of England. But honey, he gonna wear your nerves out too, though. I'm not gonna play with you. He gonna wear your nerves out.
Come on,
Cedric, your last, Cedric. Don't say nothing. Reverend Galen, what do you think about one thing that men could do better about communicating?
Stop lying. Bottom line, whatever it is that you need, whatever it is, be honest about it. Just don't lie. It seems like some people feel as though they just gotta lie. Some people lie to protect themselves. Some people lie to manipulate the situation. Some people lie to string things on because they're just using a woman for their bodies. Some guys just don't like being alone. They don't want to commit. They just like having a woman around them. So when I say just stop lying, whatever it is, say that's what it is. Have enough integrity with yourself. Let's stop talking about the ladies for a moment. Have enough integrity with yourself as a man to be authentic. in your interactions with people. And that way, you don't have to have somebody out there trying to punch holes in your tires and scratch up your car and all this other stuff. No, seriously, because I've had that happen to friends.
I know, but it's true.
Yeah, because they just.
I love Reverend Galen.
Because here's the thing, when you lie to people and lie to women in particular, you're saying I devalue you at a level that I don't even have to be honest to you. I can feed you anything, and you're going to stick around. Right. And then when it blows up in a man's face, then they want to play the victim. Stop lying.
I love that. So Cedric, we're gonna end on you because it's already questions lining up. So I'm ready for it to blow up even more. Cedric, what are you gonna say about?
No, I will just piggyback on what Brother Galen just said, which was on point. Brothers can be more truthful about what they feel, but my thing is, more importantly, that woman has to see it for what it is. I can tell you anything, but you have to see it for what it is. And if what you see doesn't match what I'm saying, then you get on.
Cedric, if you stay there, that was revolutionary.
But if you stay there, then that's your choice, because what I'm saying ain't matching what you're seeing, but you're staying. So the onus is on that woman, that if what this man is telling me is not matching what he's showing me, I got to get going. So ultimately, it's on that woman, I think. But yes, man should be more truthful about how they see that woman. But my action will speak louder than my words ever can.
And Christine, can I just piggyback on that just for a second? One of the things that I've seen in ministry many times is women who have savior complexes. They love projects. So the man don't show up right, and they feel as though this man has many needs. Now you show up filling needs, but here's the problem. Okay, I don't care what the project is. Projects take a lot of work and a lot of coordination.
Yes, they do.
You can exhaust yourself working on a project and will not get back even the investment you put in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I tell ladies often, like, okay, that guy might be a project, and you got to be willing to know that,
right?
And trust your intuition enough to be able to say, okay, I value myself enough to make sure that if I'm bringing stuff to the table that's quality, he needs to bring stuff to the table that's quality too. So you're a grown woman, 30, 40, 50 years old, guy ain't got no place to live, ain't got no car, ain't no stable career, stable money, stable job, stable anything. I can't help you. Dipping and dabbing off and on, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, all these type of things are red flags. And you go forward, don't play the victim later.
Right. Okay, Reverend Galen, they're more than flags, they're sirens.
Yeah.
See, I don't care how good you look, they're sirens.
But here's the thing, Christine. Some people have that music up so loud in the car that they don't hear the sirens when they come by.
Ladies, turn that music down. Those are sirens. I don't do sirens. So Anissa says she didn't bust the windows out of your car for no reason. Reverend Galen, she's with you. Nicole said, I can work with the truth, but a liar, that is a no. Authenticity. You know what I'm saying?
Authenticity.
It's like that's one of my tongue twisters I work on
all the time. Good. It's all good.
Okay, so there you go. And then Nicole came back and she says, amen, Reverend. She says, yes. And then we have Denise. She says, Mr. Eric, take your time. Know what counterfeits. Your heart is valuable. Oh, that's so sweet. Denise said that to you.
Thank you.
Okay. So then Cook says, I'm sorry, let me go to Cook real quick. I have one coming. She says, I don't believe in a potential or projects. What he is what you get. And that is so true. No projects. No to projects. I need to be paid more than attention. I love Roz. Roz makes me laugh. She said, woo, she said, amen. I manage lots of projects. So having a man that's a project would be exhausting. And that's the whole thing. And I'll be totally honest with you. That is definitely exhausting. It's exhausting for anyone who has to manage someone who is a project. You know what? This whole thing, and I said to you guys, I'm going to make this into a series because women and men have so many questions. And the thing is that often we don't get a minister with a person who is a widower who did a second chance, and then she popped him in the throat. A guy who is a top executive, very sought after, but he wants the right person. And then we just called Cedric the truth. He just does raw dog truth. And I'm going to say this combination. Of course, Craig is not on tonight. He's a retired fireman. But you guys all have different perspectives, right? But the thing is that Reverend Galen just got married. So his perspective is two-sided. Like, he was single a long time in ministry, and there were so many women who just really, honestly, they probably thought they were wifey material. But he was like, nope. And when she came along, it shut the whole thing down. The other women, it was like she came to church and they were all looking like, well, why is he smiling at her? They didn't know she was getting ready to be, you know what I'm saying? Mrs. McDowell. So there you go. When it was some women in church that probably fell out. I wish I was there that day when it did happen. I would have drove to Chicago for that. It was probably people in tears, right? So, and the same thing for Eric. When Eric finally, gets married, there's going to be a lot of women that's going to be devastated because they think he's just like the hottest ticket in town. But I think he's the hottest ticket in town, but for different reasons. He's a good person. Brian, I'm going to tell you tonight, you've got women fighting for your attention. And you already know that. And Cedric, they think you had a lot of women said that you're handsome, but they think you're a handful and you're extra. But they think you're handsome, but you're extra. Okay, so we're clear. Oh, wait. Somebody just popped in the comment. I know it's about Cedric. I'm scared to go look. Okay, she says, congratulations, Reverend. That's what Nicole said. She said, congratulations. So, I mean, and look, we already know. You already know who's coming next. You don't even have to ask. Ross said extra.
We condemn the things we don't understand or can handle.
I just want to say the ladies love you guys as a male panel. I would love to have you back once a month, just so we can do real talk about what men are thinking, the expectations and relationships, even as it relates to marriage and dating, because everybody's coming from different aspects. So ladies and viewers, if you guys want to see the guys, make sure you leave comments to let me know. You've already left a few. And yes, Brian is single. And yes, Cedric is single. And Eric is single, but dating. And Reverend is married. We know that. And Craig is single. Cedric, Ross did not want us to end with letting you know that she's just kidding. Okay.
It's all love. It's all love.
She says she's just kidding. She didn't want it to leave without saying that. She says, Chris, I'm not soliciting. I'm just complimenting. I love Nicole. Ross said, happy holidays to everybody.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Denise said, excellent idea. She would love to have you back. And of course, Denise says, great job, gentlemen. Everybody loves you guys. So if you guys can stay on air until I play through the commercial so I can have a quick thank you to all of you all. And for the viewers, I just simply want to say, this time building this brand has really been great for me, and I really appreciate everyone joining me here at the 5 F's to Love. We have a lot of great things that'll be coming up, and please be sure to join us so that I can give you the latest updates on what's coming next for us. So again, thank you for joining us here at the 5 F's to Love, and happy holidays to everyone, and I will see you in 2022. My name is Christine Burkett, the inventor of the 5 F's to Love. This is a compatibility app. It's an app that gives you an opportunity to rate words that start with the letter F in chronological order of importance to you, to help you find your one true love, your soulmate, and the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. So after you've taken the time to rate your F's in chronological order, you send a link to the person, you just met, or the person you've been dating for quite some time. Or maybe it's the person you've been married to for 30 to 40 to 50 years. And then you compare your top 5 F's to find out what things you have in common and things that you may perhaps need to work on. This is taking a simplistic perspective on how to find your one true love